All right, Bobcat fans, we are here, the opening drive. This segment sponsored by Roof Masters and Longview's Bubba's 33. We are here today with head coach Josh Strickland. First interview of the season, coach. Man, so far, how's everything been going?
Man, I think it's been going great. The thing that I've been the most pleased with is the retention the guys have had. Those guys actually get to have the same offense for 2 years in a row this year, and you can tell. I mean, we have stuff on right now that we didn't get to till week 8 last year on the offensive side. And, the switch at coordinator on the defensive side, some of the terminology, those guys being around our defensive coordinator even last year, that's helped tremendously.
And, you talked about the retention on that, but I want to talk about just the feelings from your perspective. One of the things we talked about last year, Coach, was that first game feeling of walking out and seeing everybody in the stands and kind of getting goosebumps a little bit. I did anyways.
Yeah.
I don't want to speak for you. Has that feeling subsided any, or do you still get that right now, even in year 2?
Yeah, I mean, that's why I do what I do. That's why I chose this profession, because I love the game. I want to give back to these guys just like my coaches gave to me, and there's nothing to me like the thrill of a Friday night right before game time. And so, I chose a career where I get to, for the last 18 years, I got to continue feeling that same feeling that I felt whenever I played here.
What are your goals for year 2 for this team?
Last year coming in, I didn't know what to expect, and I told them I wasn't going to have any goals until I knew what this team was from the beginning this year. I mean, our goal is to make the playoffs, and I'll be disappointed if we don't.
So how many returners that from last year's offense and from the defense do you have?
You're looking at like 6 and 7 on offense, just because we rotate so many guys, and then you're looking at 6 on defense. Yeah.
So we was talking about your offense a while ago, the retention.
Mm-hmm.
Having the same quarterback and the same wide receivers, that has got to be huge.
And the biggest thing on that is not just being able to add to the playbook, but last year having to install so quickly. Now these guys you're able to coach the finer details of each little thing on each little play that they do. Like, they're able to do some things within some of the same stuff we ran last year that we didn't have the time to, talk about. So
you had a full off season this year.
Mm-hmm.
Still your program. Is that Can you feel the boys can feel that?
Yeah, I mean, last year, I told the coach at the beginning of the year we're going to have to be half coach, half psychologist. It's just the way it is sometimes. You're coming in, in July, and we know kind of how things were going. And so, this year it's hard to the point where how hard you can coach each player. Well, we can coach these guys hard. We can push these guys harder than we did already at this time last year.
Right. Tell us a little bit about your summer program. What did we do during the summer?
So our summer program is made up of 7 weeks. They are here Monday through Thursday. They are here at 7 a.m. and they're getting a weights and conditioning, our strength and speed phase, and then the UIL lets us now do football. Now, I did not do it every day, just because I want those guys to have a little break. We go straight from spring football to summer. I do want our kids to have a little time off, but I mean, we averaged over 100 kids every day this summer.
That is great. That is definitely great.
Well, what's a guy, Coach? Season's coming up. East Texas, who is a player on your team, and you could even put somebody in the trenches that East Texas coaches and fans need to get used to hearing their name?
Well, one of them was sitting here earlier in Drew Jones. Those skill guys may not like to hear it, but I'll trade one of those skill guys for one of those good big boys up front any day.
Cames are one up front.
I won't trade any of our guys to say that, but I love having those big guys up front. So he's one. I think you got to know. Obviously, our quarterback Jace Mosley, Ethan Miller started off these scrimmages really, really good. I mean, Connor White, receivers played well. I mean, I can name a lot on offense. I mean, Cortavian and Isaiah on defense. Zach Southern had a one-handed interception in the scrimmage. I mean, we've got guys stepping up that have done good so far. Now, none of those have counted yet. They don't count till Friday, but.
Well, let's go back to that quarterback position, because that's a spot that I don't care what level you're at, you've got to have somebody. What makes Jay special at what he does?
Nothing really bothers him at that quarterback position. He is pretty even kill, which as a coaching quarterbacks and being in charge of offense, that's what you want. You don't want that guy to ride that emotional roller coaster because we all know within a game that's going to happen. He kind of, he knows his mistakes. He owns up to his mistakes, and then he goes right back out and fixes them within the next drive. The thing that I've noticed the improvement over him more than anything from last year to this year is his ability to understand what he's seeing and pretty much have an idea of where he's going with the ball, man, either right before the ball snap or right when it snapped. I mean, he's making great decisions. And with Jace, you got to be careful because he can throw the ball, but dude can run too.
So how much leeway do you give him when he comes to the line of scrimmage to change plays and do something different than what you want to do? I mean, I know there's some quarterbacks.
He doesn't have the ability to change, but what people don't realize is he's got about 3 options every time we call a play. And so I give him those options. He gets to see the defense, and he gets to pick and choose what he wants to do. I let him do that. That's the only way that we're going to be able to line up and play with a little higher tempo. He don't have to look at me and I have to check it. We will do that some, but I give him the options, and he gets to choose.
Real quick, Coach.
Mm-hmm.
Terrell, what can fans expect to see Hallsville versus Terrell?
They're going to be really, really fast. I think they beat Tyler High 3-1 in their scrimmage the other night. So you're going to see a lot of speed on the field. But from us, you're going to see a lot of fight. I think Coach Sedbury's done a really good job there getting that thing going with participation and fight his program too.
Awesome. Coach, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Coach.
This has been the opening drive. Coach Strickland, we'll see y'all next time.